Hi, I hope all of you are fine. And today we are going to continue the next session of our previous lesson. Our previous lesson is about the theories of corporate strategies. Under that, we have discussed about the business strategies and how we are going to develop corporate strategies and what are the tools which we are using to do analysis in that process. So we learn about Ansoff matrix and the Porter's strategic matrix, and from today onward we are going to discuss about the aim of analyzing a portfolio and a famous tool which we are using to do a portfolio analysis as well. So let's see how we are going to do a portfolio analysis, especially what is the aim of a portfolio analysis. When learning about the theories of corporate strategy, you need to have a sound knowledge regarding the portfolio analysis as well. So before learning about the aim of portfolio analysis, just tell me what you mean by a portfolio. Do you have any idea regarding the word portfolio in the industrial environment within the business world? Most of the time we are using this word portfolio. What is a portfolio? Simply, a portfolio means it is a range of investment held by an organization. Different organizations invest their money on different sectors. They do different types of investments. So all these investments held by one organization we can identify as a portfolio. So it is a range of investment held by an organization. And not like the past, nowadays most of the manufacturing companies, most of the business organizations are providing different types of products. They invest their money on different types of products. So in investing money on different types of products, then they need to think about what is the most suitable strategy for each type of product category. So the aim of portfolio analysis is about categorizing all of the product of a company to decide which is the most suitable strategy for the each type of product. And when we are doing this categorizing, we need to consider about the competitive position of the each product and their potential growth rate as well. So before doing this categorization, products need to be evaluated in an in detail manner. So it is useful to identify the competitive position of each type of product and the potential growth rate as well. This evaluation done under two steps. In the first step, the company need to do a detailed overview of all of the products in their current business portfolio. And on the second step, they need to consider about the performance of each of these products and services. But how they are going to look at the performance of each of these products and services? To look at the performance, they can examine the sales level. of the each product and the cost of the each product, and the how the competitors, the behavior of competitors, and the future competition of the each product, and the risk level as well. From these factors they can identify the performance. Think about an example. For an example, if we consider that there is a company called X, and this X company provide 4 different types of product to the marketplace. Product A, B, C, D are 4 different types of products. Product A may be a food item, product B may be an electric item, C is another type of item, and D is another different type of item. So the sales level and the production cost and the competition for these products within the marketplace and the risk level of these products maybe differ from one product to another product. So the performance can be examined by these factors. So anyhow, the aim of portfolio analysis is to categorize these different types of product within a strategic plan. Then they can think which is the most suitable strategy for each type of product. So that is why they are doing a portfolio analysis. So here you need to know about what you mean by portfolio and what is the meaning of a portfolio analysis and how we are going to conduct a portfolio analysis. So next slide we are going to discuss a famous tool which is used for this purpose. Boston Metrics is a famous tool which is used to do a portfolio analysis. So through the next slide we are going to discuss about Boston Metrics in an in detail manner. The Boston Consulting Group, or we call it as BCG, has introduced this matrix as a tool for portfolio analysis. Some are known as this matrix as Boston matrix, and sometimes we call it as growth share matrix, and some are directly called it as BCG matrix. Anyhow, you need to be familiar with these names because sometime in your question paper if they use the word growth share matrix, you need to keep in mind that it is the Boston matrix. They are similar words, similar names, okay? When using Boston matrix, a firm need to follow 2 major steps. The first thing is they need to consider about the market share and growth rate data of all of their product categories. When they are using BCG matrix as a tool for portfolio analysis, they need to gather all the required details regarding their products, regarding 2 major facts about the market share and the growth rate of all of their product categories. If they have 4 major types of product categories, they need to gather all the required details regarding the market share of each product category and the growth rate data as well. After gathering those data, then they can categorize, then they can group each type of product category under the categories given in the BCG matrix. So when they are categorizing, they need to consider about the current and potential market share and the market growth. Look at this diagram. You can see some figure. There is a cow, there's a dog, and a question mark, and also a star. In the horizontal axis, they mention it as the relative market share, and it again divided into high and low. The vertical axis show the market growth rate, and again it divided into high and low. Here, if a certain product category, if we take a certain product category and think that if that product category has the high relative market share, if the relative market share is very high, but the market growth rate of that product category is very low, then we are grouping that product category under cash cow. Then think about another product category of your company. Assume that you have 4 types of product categories in your company, okay? Then the next product category, the relative market share is low, but the market growth rate is high. Then what is the suitable picture? What is for which category does it belong? The question marks. No? The relative market share is low, but the market growth rate is high. Then it is a question mark. There is another product category, okay? The relative market share is low, and also the market growth rate also low. What is the product category? For which category we are going to put that product? It belongs to the category of dogs. Then we have our final product category. The relative market share is high, and as well as the market growth rate also high. Then it is a star. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about stars, cash cows, question marks, dogs in detail manner. What they are imply. What is the meaning of that? What are the features which we can identify in each type of categories? So let's discuss about it. We know that BCG matrix is used to analyze strategic business units or product lines. So it is useful for us in order to determine where we should allocate the extra resources and where to cash out and where to divest. So the main purpose of BCG matrix is to make investment decisions on corporate level, because if a company have different product lines, they need to invest money on these product lines when conducting business activities. So then they should have a clear idea regarding in which product line they should invest more money and in which product line they should invest low money. So to gain all these decisions, they can use BCG matrix. When we consider about the strategy strategy pyramid, on the top level we can identify corporate strategies, and the middle level we can identify business strategies, and the below level we can identify functional strategies. Actually, functional strategies mean the tactics where we use. So we discuss about the tactics and strategies, the differences between tactics and strategies in the next session. But you need to have a clear idea regarding how corporate strategies differ from business strategies and how business strategies differ from functional strategies. There are some differences. Actually, in business strategies, we are focusing on how do we compete and gain the sustainable competitive advantage over rivals. And in the functional strategies, we consider about how to support for the business strategies. But corporate strategies, it is totally different. It means in the corporate strategies, the management try to focus in gaining the competitive advantage from each business line. Especially in mass scale companies, we can identify that there are different product lines. For an example, consider about the Samsung company. They are providing different products for the marketplace. For an example, they provide smartphones, cameras, TVs, refrigerators. Likewise, they provide so many products. So when they are focusing about the corporate strategies, in preparing corporate strategies, they need to consider about in which product line they should invest more money. So now we are going to identify the BCG matrix in detailed manner. As previously I told you that there are stars, cash cow, question marks and doors. Now we are going to identify about those options in detailed manner. For that, this table will be more useful and it will be easy for you to remember about these 4 groups in detailed manner. Okay, now look at this table. In the first column, you can identify the category name. It means whether it is star, category or cash cow, question mark or dog. And in the next column, we are going to discuss about the features of that product category. And the last column, we are going to do some predictions which we can make with each category. The first category is star category. In this category, we told that which type of products belong for this category. If that product category relative market share is high and also the market growth rate is high, we can categorize those products into star category. So in order to get the high market growth rate and to increase the relative market share, it must be a strong product, no? It must be a strong product when compared to competitors. So it is a feature of that product category. We can categorize strong products which they have a high relative market share and a high market growth rate when comparing to competitors. That is why we use the word relative market share. Then we can expect that, we can predict that they will become cash cows. Next, we are going to identify about cash cows. So you don't need to get confused about it. After discussing all these groups, then it will be again easy for you to gain a clear understanding about these categories. Okay, just think about the cash cows. In cash cows, we identify product lines, product categories where the relative market share is high, but the market growth rate is low when comparing with our other product lines. When comparing with our other product lines, its market growth rate is low but the relative market share of that product is high. Then it is a cash cow. In cash cow, we can identify that these products are generating more cash than it consumes. What is the meaning of that? It means than the amount we invest on that product category, we gain more cash. It generates more cash because its relative market share is high. Though its market growth rate is low, its relative market share is high. If we can generate more cash than the amount we invest, it is very useful, no? That is why in the star category products, the producers are expecting that it is better the star product categories, the product lines which are categorized on the star category in the near future, if they can turn into cash cows, it is more useful because than the amount we invest, they generate more cash. In the star category, it is about that the relative market share is also high and the market growth rate also high. And in the products, when we consider about these strong products, we need to invest more and more money while they are generating cash. So, but most of the time, the businessmen, the producers are willing to gain more profits by investing low amount of money. So that most of the time they are willing to have cash cows, and that is why they expect that star products, the products also which are belong to star category, one day it is better if they can turn into cash cows. And the predictions which we can when we consider about the predictions that we can make under the cash cow category, we told that they generate more cash than we invest, so that they can fund those cash, those revenues, those cash flows into a fund. The fund investment in other areas because they generate more money and they can invest that money on different other areas. The next option, the next category is question marks. Which type of product do we going to categorize under this group? If one of our product line have a low relative market share, but the market growth rate is high in that product line, so it means it consume lot of cash but give little amount of return. We are investing more money, but they gives a little amount of return. What about the predictions which we can make with this category? It means we have a potential to turn these type of products into star category because their market growth rate is high. So if we can invest, if we can do some modifications, and if we can invest more effort on that product, there's a possibility to turn these type of products as stars. where the relative market share also high. Already the market growth rate of the products which we are categorized under the question mark is high. No, the market growth rate is high. If we can increase the relative market share, we can convert them as stars. No, so we have potential to turn the products which we categorize under question mark, we have potential to turn them into stars. And the final category, dogs. Actually, in this category, the product lines which we are categorizing under this category have a low relative market share, and the market growth rate is also low. It means they are on the B pillar, break-even point. They are in the break-even point. In break-even point, you know that the total cost is equal to total revenue. No? They are at the break-even point. So, we have two options. It is a prediction which we can make under this category. The first thing is we need to solve such types of product line, or we need to divest. We need to reduce the amount of investment which we are doing on these product line, which on the product lines where we categorize in under the dogs category. So we need to reduce the investment, we need to divest, or we need to sold out that. No? So this is very easy and very simple thing. If you concern about the BCG matrix carefully, you can identify, you can categorize your product lines according into these groups. So think for an example, think that if consider about the Samsung company, think that they are gaining, they have high growth rate in the product line of the smartphone, and the relative market share of their smartphones are very high. Then they can invest more money and they can give the first place for the Samsung phones, smartphones. They can put that product category under star category, and after that they can think what are the most suitable strategies which they can use in that product line. No? Likewise, BCG matrix or the Boston Consulting Group matrix, or sometimes we call it as growth share matrix. Keep those names in your mind, they are really important. And then they can think how they are going to categorize their product line according to these categories, and then they can, after that they can assume what are the most suitable corporate strategies they can follow under these categories. Then let's consider about the effect of strategic and tactical decisions. You need to have a clear idea about the difference in between strategies and tactics. Actually, we are using strategies in achieving long-term objectives. And when we consider about the tactics, it involves in making decisions regarding day-to-day, current business scenarios. Suddenly we can identify some business opportunities and threats. So tactics are useful to make decisions and react for those opportunities and threats. It's based on short term, but The strategies are usually preparing in achieving long-term objectives. In this table, you can see that I have divided this table into two columns, two parts as strategic decisions and tactical decisions. So you can clearly identify the difference in between these two decisions. So I told you that strategic decisions based on long term and the tactical decisions based on short term. And the when creating strategic decisions, most of the time the top management involved with that task, most of the time CEO and the board of directors, the key features of the top management. But anyhow, when we consider about the tactical decisions, we can identify that the each and every managerial level or even sometimes supervisory level, it means the middle management and the frontline management, they are involved with that task. And I told that the strategic decisions are responsive to long-term business conditions, because we are making strategies in order to achieve objectives, corporate objectives. So when we consider about the tactical decisions, they are responsive to current business conditions. So you need to have a clear knowledge regarding the difference of these two types of decisions. These strategic decisions and tactical decisions are they are actually make a huge impact towards the resources of a company. When we consider about the resources of a company, what are the types of resources which you can identify within a company? We can identify human resources, physical resources, financial resources. No? What are the human resources? The labor, the staff, our employees. Then what about the physical resources? They are the machines, equipment, land, then vehicles, no? Financial resources, money, finance. So these strategic decisions and tactical decisions have a great impact toward these resources as well. Look at this table. I have given some examples. Then it will be useful to identify how these strategic and tactical decisions affect on those resources. The first example is about the human resource. When we consider about the strategic decision, for an example, if a company decided to move to a new location, new factory, new building with the existing workers, it will be a strategic decision, no? Because it is about the long term. We are moving to a new place with our staff, not only for 2-3 days. It is for a long time. So it is a strategic decision. Think about a tactical decision which we made regarding the human resources. There is an example for that. Recruiting workers on voluntary or temporary basis. If we are hiring some employees for a certain period of time, for a short period of time to achieve a goal, then we need to hire some employees for voluntary basis or temporary basis. So it is based on short term. So it is a tactical decision. Then look at the next example. It is about physical resources. Regarding physical resources, I have made another strategic decision. As an example, buying a new land for constructing a new factory. There is a company and they are going to construct a new factory, so they buy a new land. So it is based on long term. Then it is a strategic decision, and such decisions are made by the top management of the company. And look at the tactical decisions which is made regarding the physical resources. It is about hiring a machine to complete a specific task. For an example, think that some companies are hiring some machines for a specific time period in order to complete a certain task. In preparing a road, or in constructing a huge building, they may hire some machines, no? After that, they will give that machine to the real owner. Still that they are using that machine to complete the task by hiring. They don't need to buy a new machine to complete that task because it may be for a short period, so it is not so useful after that. So if they are buying a huge machine to complete a task which is only needed for 2-3 weeks, it will be a heavy cost, no? So they can just hire a machine to complete that task. Look at the next example. It is regarding the financial resources. Think that now they are going to do some modifications, or they are going to expand their capacity. A certain company is going to expand their capacity and do some modification, or likewise, so they need some money. Then it may be a huge amount of money, so they can borrow a loan. If they need a huge amount of money, they can borrow a loan. But it is a strategic decision then because a huge amount of money, if they borrow through a loan, they need to pay it for more than 1 year. A loan, usually when we are paying a loan, usually take more than 1 year. And think that if they have urgent requirement to pay some certain utility bills or some invoices, then they can use OD facility, overdraft facility, using OD facility, they can fulfill their urgent payments. It is based on tactical decisions. So likewise, tactical decisions and strategic decisions we can identify huge impact to the types of resources within an organization. Okay, now we are completed this lesson, and to measure your knowledge, you need to complete this exam practice case study. So it is about a company which is located in India. Flipkart is an Indian leading e-commerce company. So this case study based on the regarding the corporate strategies. So you learn about the corporate strategy, the theories related to corporate strategy, and you know what are the strategies, it means the analytical tools which are useful within the strategic planning process. So you know the differences regarding these tactical and strategic decisions, and now you can answer for this case study as you have completed this lesson. So as I told you on the previous lesson, you need to consider about the command in words, marks and the questions clearly. Then after reading the question, you can move on to reading the whole case study and underline the special facts. So try to write down the answers for these questions, and I need to tell that you need to note down the things which I am teaching through this video. The things which I included in the slides of this presentation, you need to note down them because it will be useful for you to have a clear knowledge regarding that lesson. In your textbook, they have clearly explained all these things in an in detailed manner with large number of examples which we can identify in the real world. So the things which I mentioned in these presentations are just like a summary, so it will be more easy for you to remind all these things in your textbook. So you need to note down them in your notebook and try to write answers for the case studies in a separate paper. Then it will be easy for your teacher to check them. So try to write answers. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you get the sound knowledge regarding the theories of corporate strategies about this lesson. I hope you'll enjoy this lesson and try to answer the questions and note down all these things in your notebook, and we will meet on next day with a new lesson from the next video. So your active participation is more important for me because it motivates me to do more and more videos. So let's meet with the next lesson from the next video. Till that, I hope you will have a safe life within your home. So stay safe and have a nice day. Bye.